Hi, I'm Stefan Klakovich, and I'm really excited to have your child in my Earth and Environmental Studies class. I'm really excited for the year. It's been a great start so far. I've been teaching Earth and Environmental Science since 1999, so that's 22 years. First in California, and the last 8 years I've been teaching at Carrboro High School. It's a great class. It's broken down into 8 units. We're going to study, and we're in the middle of our second unit so far on waste and resource use. But I want to tell you a little bit how the class is organized, how to find grades, how to make up assignments when someone's missing, and then how to get a hold of me. So the first thing you should know is we talked about this with my students at the beginning of the year. I said, how would you feel about school if there was no homework? And of course they said they would love it. And I said, well, I'll make you a deal. If you're productive during class, we won't have homework. And so that's the deal I've made with them. I really want them to enjoy school. And so we're going to get our work done during class. Now, if they miss class or they're not very productive during class, then they do have homework. But that's kind of their choice. If they're in honors, the honor students are required to do a little bit more. We're going to analyze things a little bit more closely. They're going to do a lot more writing. And so that's going to spill over into homework when they don't finish that. That's understandable. But really, I want them to work on the projects when they have their peers to collaborate with, and I'm there to help them. So what do we do during class? Well, every student has a notebook, and the notebook stays in class as much as possible. I just don't want them leaving it at home. Now, if they miss class or they need to take it home for a reason, that's fine, but they just need to bring it back in. Because we do take notes, and the reason why we take notes is so we can refer to them. So one of the things I'm trying to teach them is to organize their ideas and then refer back to them and use them. We don't take notes for me, we take notes for you. So let's talk a little bit about the kinds of assignments we have. So like I said, 30% of their grade is the notebook. Now, there's no reason why they shouldn't get 100% of that credit. We're taking notes from the board, or we're doing a little activity and we're recording things in there. And there's almost always an opportunity to do that online if they miss. And I'll show you how to do that in a little bit. So a lot of that hinges on their notebook. Then a larger portion of their grade is the projects that we're working on. I think you've noticed that your kids have been carrying around their garbage with them, and they should have been, and we're going to do a trash audit. We're going to weigh all their garbage and analyze what it is. That's going to be a project. We're also working on a resource project right now in groups. So these are summative assignments that are really supposed to use everything that we've been talking about in those projects. So that's 35% of their grade. 15% is little things we do here and there. We do some reading, we answer questions, little things. And so that's 15% of their work. And then 20% will be tests and quizzes. I'm not a big fan of tests, but in college you take tests, and in workplace settings you do take tests. And it is a way of measuring. But you can see I weight it less than the projects. So this is our Canvas homepage. This is where students can get all the information they need about everything we're doing. I don't know how much parents have access to this, but that's okay, because a lot of these links on this site take you to a website that you will have access to. So let's first look at this. This is the agenda. So every day when the kids come in, I tell them to click on the agenda, because if there's materials that we need during class, they're going to find them there. It's a good place to go also if you miss class, to find out exactly what it is you missed. Instead of asking me, you can look at the agenda. So if you click on the agenda, now it takes you outside of Canvas, and this is available to everybody. So we're just this is a little bit of a menu here. So I'm going to click on this week, and you can see this is what we did today. So here is our agenda, and here is any homework that I have, expectations. If we're collecting our waste, we're doing our audit next time. If they want to work on some, we did this in class. If they wanted to continue it, this is what they need to do for homework. if they didn't get it done in class. So some of these things, they can't do if they weren't here. We can't share our project notes because, they weren't here. They'll do that when they come back. But you see right here, this is a link. It says Notes B. We actually went and we filled out our notes. And if you're not here, then you click on that. That will take you back to Canvas. And here's a little video. And you can follow along and take your notes. Now, the thing is, the notebook, probably in class. So that's not possible to do until you get back. If a student's gone for a long period of time, they can go up to where it says Modules. Okay, and this is our old unit, so I'm just going to click that one and make it go away. This is our new unit. Here's an electronic copy of their notebook, and here's all the notes that we've taken so far. So if they click on the notebook itself, here's a copy of their notebook, and they can go ahead and fill this out. So if they're gone for a long period of time, they need to know Notes B, they can just use Kami and draw right on here. Let's see, we go to drawing, and they can draw on here, or they can type in there and take their notes, and then we'll somehow combine this with their other notebook, or they can print this out. But especially if a kid's going to be gone for a long period of time, I wanted to make it so they could at least have their notes. So that's in the module. In the module in Canvas, it's all of the graded assignments are going to be here. So here's our resource presentation. Here's our personal waste audit. Those are the big projects that we're doing. But if you wanted to know what we're doing on a daily basis, then we want to go to the agenda, and that tells us what we're doing every day, going back every day, what we're doing every day. So the last thing I want to talk about is grades. And grades are in two places. They're in PowerSchool and they're in Canvas. Now, Canvas talks to PowerSchool, but not all the time. So the grades in Canvas are going to be more accurate. It has to communicate with PowerSchool. So the way that students should check their assignments, if they don't remember, if they've turned something in, they need to go up to here where it says grades, and you click on grades. Now this is just a test student. I don't think the test student's doing very well. And here's all the assignments we've done, all year so far. You can see if there's a red thing right there, that means that's missing. It tells them we didn't turn it in. And then the grades are here. So they should continually check Canvas to see what it is they're missing. Also, they will see there's a little icon next to their grade if I've made a comment. They should read the comments that I give them because that's often feedback. They can use my feedback to redo their project and get a better grade. That's really important because often we don't do things the first time. And I tell the students, I want you to learn how to fail, do something wrong, get some feedback, and then fix it. That's the way the world works. So that's the grades. Very important that they keep track of their grades, and they do that by hitting this button in Canvas. I hope you thought that was helpful. If you have any other questions, please contact me via email. If you ever have any questions about what's going on, that's my email address. If you want to try to find my website and bookmark that, just Google Klakovich Agenda. It's the only one that's going to be out there. But be careful, I do teach AP Environmental Science, and I teach just Earth and Environmental Science, and on the menu you're going to see both those classes. So be sure to check the Earth and Environmental Science. I'd love to hear from you. Take good care.